When the world is surviving from COVID-19, at mid-March 2020, some retailers in USA has facing increasing demand sharply for some goods. Based on the data published by Nielsen from 18 January until 7 March 2020, there is increasing in rice selling more than 50%. Besides that, canned meat also increased in selling more than 40%, and other goods such as beans, peanut butter, and bottled water also increasing substantially. It indicates that there is a panic buying in America. When we look in the field, some consumers had saw empty shelves in some groceries in USA. This condition alarmed the government that their food will be run out. But retailers and food suppliers believe that food supply in USA remains strong, remembering that a problem in USA is food waste estimated around 30% until 40% per year. That condition is a piece of the impact of COVID-19 in retail industry. But what is the effect of COVID-19 in retail industry around the world? My friends will be explain about it.
Now, I will give you information what really affected in the worldwide. For USA, there are several cases. First, it's Amazon. Amazon is blocking new offers for face masks, hand sanitizer, and other coronavirus-related products on its sites, marking its latest effort to stamp out price gouging. While Amazon is blocking new offers, it won't remove existing listing in these categories unless they appear to be gouging shoppers in violation of the company fair pricing policy. For sellers whose listings are removed, Amazon said it will reimburse merchants for any fulfillment fees they incur after requesting Amazon return their inventory or desert it. Amazon charged a fee for each removed from its FBA warehouse. So future crackdown on price gouging. Amazon is also preventing sales from bidding on coronavirus as a keyword to advertise their product as sponsored listings. The second one is the largest American clothing brands and department store. They have been decided to request a stimulus package from the United States government that will defray the worst of the effect for both big and small business. There will be tens of millions of jobs lost, and it will be approximately a year before business gets somewhat back to normal. The result will be a domino effect. In fact, many are already hurting from canceled wholesale orders. Many department stores have simply stopped accepting spring orders, sending them directly back to designer without a payment, though the designer has already paid the production costs. Small companies are having to consider the possibility of bankruptcy. The other things happen is the retail industry performance that could take a serious hit in the coming months. The National Retail Federation, or NRF, has made requests of the federal government in an effort to help retailers. First, they are looking for its consistent and, in some cases, expand guidelines on what retailers can remain in operation. The NRF wrote a letter to President Trump requesting national guidance on what types of stores can operate, as the list can differ between jurisdictions. It also called out of a few industries it thinks should be able to remain open that some jurisdictions have shut down, like pet stores, distribution centers, and highway rest areas. Nationwide rules on what retailers can operate could limit confusion from retailers and consumers and minimize lost sales. Also, keeping a Asian industry open may enable more firms to stay afloat. The second one, the NRF, also called for aid from the federal government per retail's dive. Its requests reportedly include government-backed loans, relief from tax, help with rent, and more. Such measures could make it easier for retailers to handle a drop in sales and temporary closures, and may make it easier for the retail industry to rebound once the pandemic subsides. There is also some effect to supply chains. Sellers on Amazon Marketplace are reportedly struggling to bring goods in the country due to some lockdown in China. Walmart, it's affected about 15%, and for Target, it's affected about 30% of its goods from China. Walmart, as the largest for Singapore, new purchase limits were implemented across NTUC fair price stores following Malaysia's announcement on travel restriction in and out of the country. Malaysia is one of Singapore's sources of food supply. Fair price put in place purchase limit on some products like eggs, vegetables, and rice. In response to CNA queries, Fair Price said shopper will only be allowed to buy 4 units paper product like toilet paper, facial tissue, and kitchen towels. They will also be limited to 2 units of instant noodle or pasta and 2 bags of rice per customer. Shoppers will only be allowed to purchase $30 Singapore of vegetables, $30 fresh poultry, and 3 packs of 10 eggs or a tray of 30 eggs each. In Australia, there is some regulation for some supermarket in there. First is Woolworths. Woolworths has just announced the major restriction list introducing limit of 2 items for any single categories. There are some exceptions where no limits remain, such as fruits, vegetables, fresh meat, and baby food. For Coles added another item to its growing restriction by limiting buying eggs, frozen vegetable, frozen dessert, mince, pasta, flour, dry rice, paper towel, paper tissue, and hand sanitizer for 2 items per customer. Toilet paper remains limited to 1 pack per customer. Aldi has also announced major cases in its stores, restriction shopping hours, and introducing buying restriction as well as code of practice when entering store. Store trading hour will be 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Shoppers are now be restricted in buying dry pasta, flour, dry rice, exclude microwave rice, paper towels, and hand sanitizer, all of which are now limited to 2 pack per customer.
After we know about the impact of COVID-19 in retail industry around the world, we want to know about the effect of COVID-19 in retail industry in Indonesia since we lived in Indonesia. So, my another friends will be talk about the effect of COVID-19 in retail industry in Indonesia, and let's hear that.
Walmart, as the largest retailer in America, is shortening its hours even further as the coronavirus pandemic and demand for necessity escalates. Walmart is also introducing special shopping hours for people aged 60s and older. Walmart said it will open its store to seniors only. 1 hour before the stores open every Tuesday from March 24 through April 28, other stores have recently announced similar hours for its older consumer, including Target, Amazon-owned Whole Foods, and Dollar General. Walmart is also placing limits on some high-demand products, including paper product, egg, cleaning supplies, hand sanitizer, water, and baby products. Because items like toilet paper have become the ultimate symbol of panic buying. The other country is Italy. Well, we know the northern region of Italy has been on lockdown and that has impacted the luxury sector already. The headquarters of Prada, Armani, and Versace are located in the northern city of Milan. But with the rest of the country now on lockdown, brands will have to deal with not just a blow in the northern region production, but in the southern as well. The southern region contains even more leather goods and jewelry manufacturers. The Wall Street Journal reported that foreign buyers around the world are canceling orders of Italian textile and products, impacting the entire clothing supply chain. For United Kingdom, now some supermarkets in UK now implementing some set of rules to their consumers. First, it's Aldi. Aldi now only open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Before coronavirus, their operating hour is 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. They also implement a 4-item per shopper limit on all products. It has also reduced the number of nappies, toilet paper, and kitchen roll to 2 per person. For delivery, supermarkets have also asked for consumers to tell them if they are all self-isolating to reduce the risk of the infection spreading. Aldi have stated that they are taking the following measures to enforce social distancing regulation. First, markers are being placed on the first floor to help everyone keep the required safe distance apart. Second, clear screens are being installed at checkout to provide protection when you pay. Third, where necessary, Aldi will limiting the number of people in their store. And for Tesco also has announced that it's limiting the number of items a consumer can buy to 3, on all of its product lines. It has also said its 24-hour store will now operate on 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. operating times. For Sainsbury item restriction only applies to curtain goods like toilet paper, soaps, and OHT milk. Consumers will only be able to buy 2 of each. Also, the first hour of trading in all Sainsbury store will be solely for elderly and vulnerable people. It will also be giving priority for its online orders to those who over 70 and the disabled. For Morrison is limiting the number of purchase customers can make, and the company will introduce 3 food parcel option, which can be ordered over the phone and delivery to your home. For Asda imposed a 2-limit item on purchasing items like hand sanitizer and cleaning products. The other country is Philippines. The Philippine main retailers group has reported a slowdown in sales as consumers cut back at shopping and eating out due to the outbreak. Retail and restaurant operators are reporting a 30 to 50% drop to the total retail environment. Some stores appeal to mall operator to cut rental rates. SM Supermall said local sales fell by 10% to 20% in the first 2 weeks of the outbreak. The other country is Germany. To protect supplies as panic buying, Germany Interior Ministry said they have published a decree in the Federal Gazette outlawing that the export abroad of medical protective gear like masks, gloves, or protective suits or each other are prohibited. Exception can be made, it added, for instance as part of international aid mission. It comes after doctors in Germany reported they were concerned about not having enough protective equipment to deal with the spread. In Denmark, the Rotterdam supermarket has a pricing trick aimed at keeping shoppers from hoarding the antiseptic. One bottle is reasonable for 40 DKK or equal as $4, but the price jumps to 1000 DKK or equal to $95 for 2 bottles. And the supermarket also asks all customers to respect their distance between each other and their coworker and always wash their hands or use gloves. And if shopping with family, if possible, only one person to purchase the purchases. And there may be times when they limit how many customers they accept in the store at one time. For Singapore, new purchase limits were implemented across NTUC fair price stores following.
Before we start discussing about cases in Indonesia, to put some context, coronavirus makes people purchasing power falls. Based on Indeks Pengeluaran Real, Indonesia has lost 5.4% annual purchasing power. Bank Indonesia even forecast that the amount of goods purchased in retail channel will continuously decrease in the next 6 months, even though there's Idul Fitri. This happens because people started to lose their income, and they will only purchase goods that whose demands are inelastic, which is highly needed goods like rice, canned food, frozen food, water, and stuff. Well, in Indonesia, actually there are 3 cases that I would like to share. The first cases is department store. Head of Retail Association Indonesia, Pak Roy Nicholas, stated that social distancing policy caused limited operational hour that leads to decreasing sales of every department store. This happened because every department store like Ramayana, Giant, operational hour are dependent to restricted policy that makes mall are closed. As we can see, big malls like Trans Studio, Ciputra are actually closed, and because of that, department store cannot open. Actually, Ramayana and Giant has closed their store in 2 provinces. The second cases is mini market. Unlike department store that located in mall, small retail channel like mini market are experiencing increasing sales due to rising basic need demand of people that stay at home. Just unlike department store, they have no limited operational hour. Taking eating habit as the closest example, people that stay at home that usually eat near their office, now they have to cook themselves.
because of that, many market experiencing increasing sale. But many economists stated that this increase will only remain in the short term. In the long term, they will also lose their customer. And the third cases is online retail platform. Head of commercial in Tokopedia stated that there are sellers that close their store because no one no longer purchase good in them. But but on the other side, there are sellers that that increase the prices because the goods are highly needed, like mask. Because of that, now Tokopedia released policy that restrict the price of masks in online retail platform. That's all from our group. To conclude our presentation, we would like to say that in retail channel, actually there are many cases in many countries, but the most highlight one is the fact that people started to panic buy, but this will only happen in short term. In long term, many retail will close because purchasing power of people continuously decrease. That's all from us. Thank you.